So, India is rolling out this new fuel called E20. The promise? A greener planet and a stronger economy. But why are so many drivers reporting problems? And who's really benefiting from this huge shift? Let's get into what's actually going on.
It's a real head scratcher, isn't it? You've got this policy that's supposed to be great for the environment, but people on the ground are saying it's actually hurting their cars and their wallets. We're going to dig into this promise versus the reality.
First off, what even is E20 fuel? Well, it's pretty simple. It's just your regular petrol, but with a twist. 20% of it is ethanol, which is a type of alcohol made from crops like sugarcane. The idea is simple, but its impact? Well, that's a whole other story. Okay, so let's start with the official side of things. The government has pitched this as a massive step forward for the country. So what exactly was the promise they were making to everybody? One of the biggest champions of this policy, Minister Nitin Gadkari, basically sold it as this incredible two-for-one deal. He said it would help India stop relying on expensive foreign oil and give a major boost to the nation's farmers.
And yeah, on paper, the goals look amazing, right? We're talking less dependency on foreign oil, cleaner air, more money for farmers, and saving the country a ton of cash. I mean, what's not to love? But the story you hear on the street is something else entirely.
So while the government is celebrating these big goals, a totally different story starts bubbling up from the people who are actually using this stuff. A story of frustration coming straight from drivers at the gas pump. And here's the disconnect, right here. The government is talking about these big, long-term ideas like energy security. But drivers, they're dealing with the here and now. They're seeing their mileage drop, and they're seriously worried about what this fuel is doing to their engines, especially on older cars.
And look, this isn't just online chatter anymore. We're way past that. This whole thing has exploded into a massive legal fight that's gone all the way to India's Supreme Court.
Okay, this is where the story takes a really sharp turn. Because if everyday drivers are feeling the pinch, it just makes you ask, who's actually winning here? It's time to follow the money. Think about it. When you change an entire country's fuel policy, you're not just making an environmental call. You're rerouting billions and billions of dollars. So the really important question is, where is all that cash flowing? All right, get this. There's one ethanol company, CIAN Agro Industries. In a single year, its revenue skyrocketed from 17 crore to 510 crore. That's not just growth, that's like hitting the lottery. And it happened right as this whole ethanol policy was picking up steam.
So you have to wonder, who's behind this company that's suddenly swimming in cash? The main promoter is a man named Nikhil Gadkari. Now that name is important because of who his father is.
And there it is, the connection. Nikhil Gadkari is the son of Minister Nitin Gadkari. Yep, the exact same politician we heard from earlier, the policy's most powerful and loudest champion.
And that direct link from the policymaker to a major financial winner brings us to the final part of our story. It's all about where public policy, private profit, and national politics seem to collide.
So let's just lay it all out, nice and simple. On one side, you've got the policy's very noble goals. On the other, you have these widespread, very real concerns from the public. And right in the middle, you've got these unavoidable political questions about transparency and a potential conflict of interest. It all leaves us with this one massive question. When a public policy also just so happens to create a huge private profit for the family of its biggest advocate, what are we supposed to make of that? Is it a remarkable coincidence, a clear conflict, or is this simply how the system works?